Welcome, guys. Welcome back to our channel. David here.
Isaac.
And I know we say that we won't do, like, this is not a podcast anime, but we've felt like, or we should start with something that we have a lot of knowledge in.
And our earlier discussions are not over yet, so we might as well finish.
That's true. And for today, we're going to talk about the end of Naruto. We felt like
Shippuden.
Yeah, Naruto Shippuden, not the Naruto normal Naruto, the little Naruto. But after time skip, Naruto Shippuden could have ended in a lot of ways, but I feel like the ending didn't ruin the show, but put like a big issue or like this big situation or this big obstacle that stopped it from winning all arguments that Naruto is the best anime. What do you think?
I personally don't. I don't mind the ending. I mean, I do. I don't think that it ended with. I think it should have ended with him becoming Hokage. We should have seen that.
I agree.
Him with the hat, whatever, a little flash, because that was the whole goal, right? I would be Hokage someday. It wasn't, I would be the best Jun Cherokee or whatever.
Yep,
or
I agree.
Even him getting married. It was that he would become Hokage.
Yep.
And he didn't become Hokage, and it ended. So, a lot of people have a problem with the war. You have a problem with the war.
I have a problem with it.
I don't mind the war. It's just fit it all in, and then he becomes Hokage. I would be okay with that, because then we started with him wanting to be Hokage, and then he made it, and now it's over. That makes sense. What's your problem with the war?
My problem with the war is I understand that Kishimoto said that he was burned out. That I know, and it's clearly you can see it in the writing too.
Right,
Like,
it's rushed. You can feel
it's
it
very rushed. But the thing is, the war could have still be like the ending of Naruto, but it could have like came like much later on. Like they had so much, like there was a lot of potential in like in the Akatsuki to keep on dragging Naruto, first of all. And even when you read the Sasuke novel, the Itachi's novel, Kakashi's novel, most of their novels, like there are some like pretty bad enemies out there that you're like, these guys could have been each like arc's main villain. After the pain, we should have had like Naruto versus, I don't know, maybe, okay, all up until the war, everything was fine. But once the war was announced, everything got ruined. It shouldn't have been. The war, because that's why they ended Naruto, because they felt like, okay, the war is there. The story of Naruto was explained. Kaguya has arrived. Okay, we understand what the Sage of the Sixth Path was, because that was like a hint still like way back in like little Naruto. So now you have explained everything. Where are we going from here?
Yeah, which is fine, because there's no need to drag it on if it doesn't need to be dragged. It's just, if you do the war and say, okay, fine, you rush right through the war and you produced however many episodes of the war
But it needed to be rushed. I mean, the war should have never happened.
Why not?
We could have dragged Naruto on.
But why drag it on?
It's not the drag is not really the word. It's to extend it and keep on going so it can make sense. Because there is no, look, what we know that to become an Hokage, okay, you need to be Genin, then Genin, become a Chunin, Jonin, extra Jonin, and maybe if you were in the Anbu, whatever, but you need to be at least the higher level than the Anbu, then you become Hokage. You don't necessarily need to be humble. Minato wasn't an Anbu, but his level was above them. So what I'm saying is, we should have seen that.
So you're saying that we should have seen him become a Jonin first.
Yes.
And then there would be the war.
Yes.
And then he becomes Hokage. You know, and that's fine. In fact, I think they could have made that happen. In fact, I do agree that I suppose it would be better, and it would make that showing him becoming Hokage more possible, right? Because at
Yeah.
the end of the war, he's still a Genin.
Yeah.
So he can't become Hokage.
I mean, don't get it twisted. His skills are like above even some
No,
Hokages.
yeah, that's fine. But I mean, there's this beautiful technique that people have come up with called a time skip.
No, I don't
It's
like.
a beautiful
no.
thing.
Naruto, like, you see, this is where One Piece has a leg up over Naruto. They understood that you don't need too many time skips. That's why sometimes they also like made some mistakes, but still, like a time skip in those kind of animes, it's always enough.
Yeah, well, in One Piece, it's clearly not enough. I mean, let's be real here.
Nah, that's a subject
Right,
for
we're
another
not gonna
time.
go over there because you know how much I don't really like that time
But
skip.
in Naruto, the thing is, the war showed us a lot of Naruto's secrets that everything just came up like, oh, this is what this was. Oh, you remember about this guy? Oh, there he is. Oh, remember about this secret technique? There it is. And those things could have been like different arcs by themselves, so the anime can be like fully understood.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't say, because since you said that they explained or they showed things and explained it, then it is still understood.
Some weren't explained.
Like what?
For example, look the for example, Madara.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he came back, whatever, because he put like the genjutsu in his right eye after Toriyama went and like, I don't remember, dumped him in the forest because they thought he died, but then he used Izanagi, came back, and yeah, you don't. After first Hokage, like the Madara versus the 1st Hokage happened, the first Hokage killed him.
Right.
But before he died, he used one of the secret techniques
Right.
that Donzo was using against Sasuke.
Oh,
So
that one.
yeah,
Okay, fine.
he put it in his eye, and once he was already there, he came back to life. He's like, oh, suckers, and he went in hiding.
Oh, right.
So my issue is that could have been another arc. Explain how he survived.
Well, you just explained how he survived.
No, I mean how he survived.
I mean,
is
after getting stabbed?
Yeah, after. Why did he? How did he come up with the plan that he came up with? You know, some, like, for example, that's one thing. The other thing is the first and the second and the third. Well, okay,
Then
the
we
third
get
is
the
fine.
third.
The second Shinobi War. Explain that. The first, explain. How did the first Hokage die? The guy has been known and is been explained and shown as the god of Shinobi.
We do have to say that is kind of something that that he's making shorts of different characters. That's maybe one thing that people can vote on, you know, because if it would be good, right? Because when we see the first Hokage, he's coming back to life. He's young, so we know he didn't die of old age, and according to his healing jutsu thing, he may have been poisoned, maybe not.
No,
right?
there's no way.
There's no way that he would get poisoned.
Who has the level and skill of the first Hokage to even get close to poison him?
I mean, a little food,
What
a little
food?
poison.
What
you
food?
know, that's how it works.
The guy-
Powerful men die
so
from
you're
poison.
telling me the guy who can get healed and like take all the tail beast under him, survive a fight with all of them. They're being established as the strongest being in the anime, except the Otsutsuki or whatever, and Madara and the first Hokage. Except those guys.
But actually, a lot of people are stronger than Tailed Beast here.
Not really.
The third Raikage.
The third Hokage-
the second
the-
Raikage.
the second-
A's father.
Look,
I
A's
mean,
father
he
is the
went
third.
Head on. A's the third, right? Yeah.
He didn't win.
Head on. It was a draw.
He was a draw.
So he's as strong as the eighth tail,
He's-
which means that he's stronger than
He's
the
as
seventh
strong
and down.
as one.
Eight
It
tails.
doesn't matter.
He's
If
stronger than the seven tails.
If you send the seven tail, and you take the two tail and you put them together versus A, he's dead.
Yeah, A, yes. But A's father is going to beat him.
A's father will die too.
No, he won't.
Okay, you're saying to me A is going to win against Kurama?
Not against Kurama.
The first Hokage made him his pet that he can give to other nations however he wants. He's like, oh, you need a Jinchuriki? Here. You need one? Here. Everybody gets one.
My point is, the third Raikage was stronger than most tailed beasts. And
Fine.
in fact, in the
In a
Akatsuki
1v1.
arc, right, in a 1v1, in the Akatsuki arc, they show clearly that there is plenty of people out there who can fight a tailed beast.
Fine. Okay, but what I'm saying is the guy who was strong enough to do that, his healing factor was even stronger than Tsunade's, who's been established as the best healer in the entire series.
Fine.
And you tell me he's dying
From
because of
being
from poison?
Well, I mean, poison kills a lot of strong
Yeah,
foes.
nigga,
I mean,
please.
for those who have seen Hunter x Hunter, the King,
That's
no matter how powerful he is,
that's Hunter x Hunter.
a little poison.
The issue with them that I'm going to say is very simple.
What?
It's just that you can't compare because the king doesn't have like a healing factor like the first Hokage. At
Well,
no
that's
point
true. It's just
they told us, okay,
so here's the thing though. So how does this healing work? Because if this poison, say for example that this poison
affects his healing, his cells, for
attacks
example.
his cells.
Okay, like for example the Rasengan Shuriken. Yeah.
Right. No, well, see, the Rasen Shuriken is not poison though.
No,
So-
but Tsunade says it works like poison because like little like tiny
It's like
blades.
little needles that go in
and
and
they-
cut the chakra on the cellular
so
level.
if he
That's
doesn't
fine.
have chakra, he can heal. Maybe that's one of the only way to poison him because it is said, even Madara said, he didn't need to wave jutsus to heal himself.
Right.
His hand got cut off just by chakra, scoring back. You stab him just
I
by
don't know
chakra.
that he could. I mean,
No,
regeneration.
he
yeah, I
did
don't.
said
He regenerated.
He
things.
reaching every organs. He has. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, fine. So if we rule poison out,
There is no.
then is there maybe some betrayal? I mean, this guy had to die somehow.
Who?
The man.
This
could've-
is what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's a
Okay.
plot
So
hole.
we do need an explanation.
Yes.
It would be nice if the author,
It's the same
kind
thing.
of explain
It's the same thing in One Piece.
what with what.
They said Shanks is the strongest Aki user, and even when he saved Luffy in the water, remember when
And he still gets his-
and he gets his that's plot hole, right there.
You do have to say there was kind of too much more of this bullshito that we've mentioned in the previous videos.
Yeah.
Is because
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, he could have scared that fish or sea king or
He
whatever
did.
he
He
was.
did after.
So
But
he could have scared him before.
Not even scare him before because he knows his Aki is so strong that people around him can actually get knocked out to death. So what he should do, the simplest thing, he had advanced Conqueror even back then. He had advanced everything. He had foresight. He could see the future back then.
Yeah, you do have to say that it really doesn't make sense that he loses his arm there. I mean, there's no good explanation.
It's the same thing for the first Hokage's death.
Well, I mean, for the first Hokage, at least it has nothing to do with the rest of the anime.
No.
Because he's gone. We don't know how he's gone, but he's gone, and it doesn't really affect the thing.
Fine. No,
So this is more of a wish. It's a wish that we would like to know how he died.
but the wish would have made Naruto better.
How?
Look, there's those two guys that uses, remember Aku, the ice user with Zabuza? Okay. There are other people from her clan, from his clan. It's a
It's
guy.
a boy.
Yeah. Don't let me get started on that one.
It's a boy, fine.
Anyway, there are other ice users like him. And in, I'm pretty sure it's the Kakashi novel, one of them uses ice in a different way. And he's, those two brother and sister are scary.
Okay.
They're strong enough to get into the Akatsuki and probably murder half of them. So I'm
It's
saying,
kind of a bold statement.
no,
there.
but that's what it's implied. They're so strong. But the thing is, I'm not saying like 2v5. No, I'm saying like 2v2, 1v1. They will probably win. So the thing is, why not, instead of leaving them in the novel, bring them in the anime and make an arc? Add stuff.
Well, I mean, it's extra.
Explain it.
It's extra work, which takes us back to where we were. Where we were. I am okay with this war. Naruto Shippuden doesn't have any time skips.
No,
It doesn't.
no.
So it would not be a bad thing for somebody who's burned out, because we understand. We
No,
understand.
Naruto Shippuden has time skip.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, after the war, they do the time skip.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was going at. After the war, there is a great time to have a time skip. They've already established that Naruto's gonna study. You skip him forward. He's a jonin. He gets married,
That's what they did.
and then
Okay, fine. Okay, let's say they keep
you
the
know,
war.
a little
But
flash.
here's
of
the
him becoming
here's the
Hokage.
flaw. Here's the flaw.
What?
We've already seen the big bad boss, Kaguya,
Okay.
strongest creature. She's sealed. So who's going to be the next big bad boss? Who?
Well, they have more people from the moon.
More people? No, there is
Don't
only
they
one
have-
guy. There's only him left.
I thought there was two of them.
No,
There's like
on-
the fat one and like the skinnier guy.
no.
Am I thinking
Those
of
are
something else?
puppets.
Oh,
Oh, no. Those guys are Otsutsukis.
right.
But what I'm saying is, now you open the Pandora's box that nobody likes Boruto because of it, because of all the Otsutsuki showing up, Naruto already having Kaguya as a god. They're like, the alien stuff doesn't make sense. It would have made sense if we had an explanation, or for example, during the war, before killing Madara, he revealed some stuff, and let's say whatever, I don't know, the Black Zetsu revealed some stuff about her, and he disappeared, and everybody's looking for him because he's planning to bring her back to life. And then the war ends by them beating Madara, whatever.
Kaguya.
No. Don't introduce Kaguya yet.
No, because they don't beat Madara.
No, miss, that's what I'm saying. It should have only been them versus Madara.
That
And-
would have been nice.
Instead of introducing Kaguya right away, she should have been like a flashback for Black Zetsu. They're like, I was trying to use Madara to bring her back, but you guys defeated him, blah 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 blah. And he's like, I will bring her back. And now the entire world is looking for Black Zetsu because we know he's trying to do something very horrible.
Yeah, but how
And
is he
then he
gonna
be-
make it happen if they beat
But
him?
that's what I'm saying. He could make it happen, dude. It's anime. Write something up. That makes sense.
But you told us already, he's burnt out. He started
But
the
that's
war.
what I'm saying.
What?
He should have stopped like others do.
You don't know what pressures he's under.
No, the only pressure he was under is writing the manga of Naruto. He wrote different other side things. Take those side novels, make them into fillers, whatever. Put them into fillers. Meanwhile,
Well, I
he's
mean,
resting.
I don't think it's a fair thing to say for the writer, because the writer has a life. He
but that's
has
what I'm
things
saying.
going
Take
on.
your,
So if he decided to finish,
he was burned out just on Naruto. He was making that other series about the samurai stuff, whatever. I'm like, you weren't really burned out. You just didn't want to deal with Naruto anymore. So the best thing is take a break.
yeah, and then who's gonna deal with the fans?
No, the fans will always watch Naruto, so we take your novels.
You don't know the people who write death threats whenever a
doesn't-
thing is late.
It
You
do-
know, they're like, yo, I'm waiting for my episode.
I'm sorry. It's like somebody who's a celebrity now, and people like rush to you to take pictures, and you're mad about it. Oh no, enough is enough. I already take like this. I'm like, I don't care. Then why did you become a celebrity? If you can handle it, get away. It's that simple.
But that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point, right? Excuse me there.
No, because of that, we have Boruto. Now you're not burned out to write Boruto.
But he's not the one who started that.
He was the one who wanted to start it. But then his apprentice was like, then he's like, you know what? To make this like thing, I'm going to leave it to you, because I'm doing this anime right now and my focus is over there. So you got it. But then this guy, we figured out he was pedophile, whatever, whatever, and blah 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 blah. And he felt like, this kid's, let me do this. And once he took Boruto back, the anime got better. That's when everybody was like, oh, this thing has so much potential, because he knew how Naruto is supposed to go. He understands the story of Naruto. That's why I'm
Sure.
saying, even if he took a break, he has a lot of novel, and those novels are long enough for him to give him maybe like a 2 or 3 years time period for him to rest. Some animes, they don't have a manga; they're just novels. For example,
You mean they don't have a? Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, they're just novels.
Just
What's that isekai one? That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
hmm
It's a novel. Like, it's after that they started to make the manga, but they don't need a manga to make an anime. We just take the novel, we start writing, drawing the characters, because especially Naruto, we already have all the characters from the. They already drawn. Just take them, keep on drawing. It's the same thing. Just make the anime.
I just think that that's kind of. It's not very.
If he did that, Naruto today, nobody would have said One Piece is better.
Well, look, the thing of it is also there are people out there like me who get impatient, right? I'm going to wait for 2 years for this guy to come back and write, and then I'm going to move on. And when he's
No,
going to
no, no.
start.
You
What?
think you. No, nobody will know that you guys are waiting on him. Because he
Oh, 'cause
already.
they're still
yeah. So
producing
when
but-
you see
but
Naruto, like, let's say episode 600, you think he drew that or wrote that. No. It's his past work. They're just adapting it to the Shippuden. You know, like, oh yeah, oh great. And when he's back, you won't even know he's back. Unless they say, okay, I'm going to take 3 times. No, they don't need to do that. He's going to take his time off, chilling, and then he comes back.
So you are telling me that if Mr. Kishimoto had taken a break
Mm-hmm.
and then he managed to say, "Oh, I'm rested, and now I'm going to continue Naruto before the war," and then
No, even
in
after
your-
the war.
okay, so after the war, in your mind, it would be then that he comes back in and gives sufficient amount of time for him to become a Jonin,
Yes.
then
Then he can
get
take it.
married and become Hokage.
Mm-hmm. Because it could have been a time skip. They're like, oh, after the war, boom, Naruto is doing the time skip, like they actually did. But during that time skip, that people are like, because most of the time when they do the time skip, it's like a lot of years and like
Right.
there is no episode, like no nothing. So in their case, instead of just leaving people hanging, they could just keep
Well, I mean, they always
putting the
add
novels.
fillers during
yeah,
those.
but those fillers, they can be the novels, the Kakashi novel, the Itachi's novel. You know, it's in the novel that you know Kakashi actually had a girlfriend that he really loved,
He did?
but he had to kill her during the
Yeah,
Uchiwa.
Rin.
No, Itachi, you dumb as hell. You dumb as hell. No, there's this. They even did it in one of the fillers. They just tried to take a bit of the story from the novel and combine it, because during the Uchiwa massacre, Itachi ran into her, and he put her into Izanagi. No,
Wait, ran into who?
his girlfriend. Check.
Kakashi's girlfriend.
No, Itachi. During the
Oh,
Uchiwa.
you're talking about Itachi. Yeah,
Itachi.
you're saying Kakashi.
No. Oh, no. I'm saying there's multiple novels.
Right.
But the novel that they could have used is Itachi. Because people,
Right.
Itachi
That's
is
why I
one of.
mentioned Rin.
Oh,
'cause-
okay, that's why. No, but in Naruto, Itachi
she
is
wasn't
one
his
of the
girlfriend, but-
favorite characters.
Right. Itachi is in fact is my favorite character. I think he's a character who has a lot of depth, a lot of mystery. They could definitely.
But that's what I'm saying. So they should have used this opportunity. Okay, we're having the time skip. Either we just let it hang, but people going to follow from the anime, or we just like keep on writing. Okay, they're going to be fillers. Fine, fillers are fine. They just have to be great.
right.
So you're telling me
And
a
they have to
story?
be of interest.
In the novel, he puts her before killing her. He puts her into a genjutsu, the same he put Kakashi. So 1 second feels like years inside of it.
But is it like one of happiness?
No, one of happiness where they both got married, they both
Ah,
have
what a
kids,
sweet
and boom.
guy. You see what a
but
good
you see
character
what
he
I'm
is.
saying? If they put that part into the anime, fire. And then after that, they explain, I don't know, the war. They're like, we had the fourth Great Ninja War, but before that, they were the first one. And boom, we start seeing the first Hokage and Tobirama beating some guys.
Actually,
stuff.
I do agree there because that would be good, to kind of like answer some of those questions that people are left with even after the thing is over, that we still don't know what happened in those days, you know, like the first Hokage, the second. We've seen little flashes, but like it would be nice to have a little more. And I personally would like to see more from other villages.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I agree.
I am interested in the village
Because
of those stone ninjas. You
okay,
know?
let me ask you this question: do you know how strong the first Kages from the other villages were? Everybody say just because they were from the same era as the first, and the first Kages were always like at war, so they were the strongest. But the ones that came after, blah 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 blah. Is it true? Maybe the first Mizukage was trash. You don't know. It's facts.
Well, it's not facts because we don't know.
No, because look what they say in the Stone Village is the second Tsuchikage. He's seen as the strongest Tsuchikage ever.
Is that the one with the bandages?
Yeah, the one with the bandages. So is the first Tsuchikage that weak? Was he stronger than the third?
I mean, he could have been strong. The second is just stronger.
But that's what I'm saying. Explain that to me, because everybody thinks those guys were able to deal and throw hands with the first Hokage, so we expect them to be like, oh, God, don't joke around. These guys, they're strong as hell. Because the other one is their first Raikage.
Yeah, which have we seen?
Yeah, we've seen
the first Raikage. I don't remember.
We have the images from all the Kages. Even during the war, you see when they bring back Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi from that dimension after they sealed Kaguya. Yeah, they brought all of them back to life, and that's where you see them. And not even there is the first Kage summit. They had like the first Hokage and all of them. That's where, when he was giving them the beast away.
I remember that. And then he bows his head, and his second brother
you see?
is like, okay. Yeah. I just don't remember them because it's just
those guys who ate part of Kurama, the Kinkaku and Inki.
Yeah.
They killed the second Hokage.
No, they didn't kill him. They just roughed him up.
No, it is said
they kill him. They don't kill him.
You see, when he says, okay, Toriyama, I place you as the third Hokage. You guys should follow him. I'm going to stop them. Once he goes back...
Oh, you mean the third. When he places the third.
Yeah.
His name is not Toriyama. Toriyama is the second Hokage. I forget his name. What's his name? Your third Hokage.
Hiruzen.
Right.
Okay, when he puts Hiruzen in charge, he goes back into that war.
Right.
That fight. With the second Raikage, and they both died there. Facing Kinkaku and Inkaku. But it is stated, those guys, it's clearly stated, those guys killed the second Raikage. Those two killed him.
Okay, but we don't know how.
We don't need to know how.
No, because first of all, if it's just those two against him, it's 2v1. And then I'm sure it was a war, so I'm sure that they didn't just go 2v1.
This is where I have my questions.
What?
I'm like... Then, are you telling me he was that weak? So how did Darui beat those two?
With a lot of luck.
That's what I'm saying. Just put the fillers.
Or maybe Darwi's that strong.
Darwi's not stronger. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What
it is shown
and
speculated that Darui is probably the weakest Raikage.
Stop. Fine. I can see Darui
not
being stronger than A, and he's definitely not A's father.
No.
And
is he stronger than the first Raikage or the second? We don't know.
Right, we don't know.
But he's from the same clan as the first, one of the two, as the same clan as the first or the second Raikage. He's from one of those two clans. That's why he can use the Black Lightning and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, and we also don't know how much stronger he's gotten since the war. So
no, we've seen in Boruto, he's weak.
Okay, I haven't watched Boruto because I don't
He's disappointing. At least I felt like, I feel like some jutsus should be like, okay, if you're the Kage from this village, this jutsu is a must. It's like trademark. You have this. You must have it.
Yeah.
Like the Tsuchikages with the dust style.
The particle thing.
The particle thing. It is said that the second Hokage taught it to the third Hokage.
Right.
But my question is this: did he create it, or did he learn it from the first? We don't know.
I'm under the impression that it's his jutsu,
But we don't know.
but we don't know.
They don't explain. But then but look, A learned his lightning cloak from his dad because that was his jutsu. He taught it to him.
But then again, like, does it say that he created that jutsu or did he learn it from the previous one?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, these are not necessarily questions that need answering because they don't really.
No, I'm not saying we need answering. I'm saying those could be like
during that pause.
Yeah,
we
during
could
that
have-
pause, during that time skip, whatever. Those can be fillers that people will like to watch
Like
instead of
useful
you
fillers,
going
yeah.
fishing like some of Naruto's fillers. I'm like, dude, really?
Yeah, I don't care for those unrelated.
Yeah, but the fillers can
yeah.
be related. And if there are, or just like history recap,
A little history.
Naruto wouldn't have fall off even if he wasn't doing anything during those 3 years. He's just there chilling.
Yeah, but then again, he would be the one. Excuse me. He's the one with the vision.
True.
So if he's still thinking about the story of the first Raikage and such, I mean,
Fine.
he's still working.
Fine, but the stories that
resting.
you have already written, that's all we need. You have a lot of novels. Give that to the studio. Animate the novel. That's it. You go chill. I don't know. Go to Bahamas. Just drink.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Buy him the ticket.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, the guy's a millionaire. He's good.
Ah.
He's good. But that's why I feel like they missed like a huge opportunity to make Naruto the greatest without anybody saying anything. Because Naruto and One Piece were neck to neck, except in Japan, because Japan people just love One Piece way more than any other anime.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, and
I don't
people
understand why.
feel like, oh, because the Japanese place One Piece higher means One Piece is the greatest anime of all time. No,
Well, actually, I do have kind of, as I'm saying that, I'm kind of thinking of, I think it's a cultural thing. Because, say, for example, the Japanese sense of humor is understood best by the Japanese, right?
yeah.
I can find it annoying, but they find it funny.
Yeah.
Conversely, what I find funny in my culture, they might find completely stupid. So there's a lot of humor in One Piece, which I think a lot of people, if not most or not, maybe all peoples like a little humor. Some are more than others. And so it's fair to say that there's more humor in One Piece than there is in Naruto.
maybe
It's a fair statement.
it's a fair statement.
It's a
I
fair
agree.
statement.
I
So
agree.
then, if you have that many more people who like comedy, then boom.
That's why I can never say that just based on the Japanese population means they know which anime is the best. No, has nothing to do. It's the same thing for movies. It's not because movies are from Hollywood means only Americans can tell that this is the greatest movie of all time. No.
No, right. Besides, that's kind of, I mean, to a certain degree subjective. Somebody might think that the Titanic is the best movie ever made. It's really long. It's
No,
really
all
sad.
I'm saying
There's
is
beautiful
just
things.
to
Somebody else might not think the
Yeah.
same.
But all I'm saying is just to compare like both to see like Naruto could have been it. Today, nobody will be like, oh, there's no point. One Piece is the best. It's because when Naruto ended, One Piece wasn't that great.
It was still nice.
It was still nice, but it wasn't that great
before
because
all the
when
madness.
Naruto stopped, I'm pretty sure it was Naruto ended at like Luffy came back from the time skip around there.
I can't remember. It may have been a little after or a little before. I don't know.
But okay,
I don't remember. It's
fine,
been a while.
Fine, because Naruto ended in 2016.
Yeah, and the more we talk about this ending, it really did end on a low note. I mean, the fight with Sasuke was good, right?
It was one of the greatest
We
out there.
finally settled this debate that he is stronger than Sasuke. They lost an arm. That's how close it was, so on and so forth. That's good.
It wasn't even close.
What do you mean it wasn't even close?
Naruto didn't want to kill Sasuke. There is a
Right.
difference when you want to kill someone and when you're just there. Hey, stop it!
And you would know all about that, wouldn't you?
I know. Trust me. No, but what I'm saying is, you won't like. Let's just assume that you won't go as hard, because
Right.
yeah.
No, right.
But
right.
Sasuke was using everything in his arsenal to try to kill Naruto. Naruto wasn't. He was just reacting and trying to stop him. So if Naruto was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to kill you. No arm would have been lost from Naruto. No arms. No. It's facts.
Well,
It's a fact.
Certainly settled this then because he was going easy on him, I suppose.
Yeah, he was going easy on him.
So at least that was a good thing. But I mean, for the whole thing, it didn't end on a high note.
I know. It didn't end as the anime promised us that Naruto was going to be the Hokage. And it didn't end on him becoming the Hokage.
Yeah.
And that's what ruined Naruto for me.
Yeah.
It's the biggest reason. It was a letdown. I'm like, that's it?
Yeah, like Game of Thrones.
What? Oh, please. Please.
There's
No.
something I really...
Don't talk
I
about
wish I
this show
could
here.
write to those people who did that last season so I can tell them
Dude,
how...
I hope those
I'm not gonna
guys
say
don't
anything.
have any jobs anymore.
No, they have a job.
They-
Somehow they got hired after writing that
They ruined
awful show.
Game of Thrones.
I mean, not the show. I mean, seasons 1 through 7 were definitely great.
no,
but
the
let's not
ending
bounce around
makes
the
the show.
That's right. The end is the most important part.
Ah.
It's like a race, right? If we start a race and somebody's in last position, it doesn't matter if he started last. He can still win the race.
It's not how you get there. It's if you get there.
Right. And if you get there first, then you're first.
Yeah.
Of course. So, season 1 through 7, fine.
It was
Just
fine.
fine. I mean, it was good. The first few,
it
the
was
first,
great.
the first few seasons were really good,
Yeah.
and then I do remember. I can't remember which season it is that kind of it slows down a little.
Slows
bit.
down happens everywhere.
Yeah, but it's still fine. It's still just fine. It's good. It's still one of the top shows up there. In fact, for me, I've thought that it had the potential to be one of the greatest TV shows ever.
Facts.
It really did
I agree.
have that potential. And then episode 3 of season 8, they kill a character that had
Just-
so much I mean, they could have said anything about the Night King. They
True.
could have said he can freeze ice. We would believe it.
Mm-hmm.
They could have said he can make winter happen somewhere just because he's there. They could have said that he can raise the dead within a 5-mile radius wherever he is. We would believe because we still don't know that much about him.
Yeah.
And then this is how they kill him, like some punk who doesn't know that people have 2 hands. What
I
is
know,
this?
right? I know, right?
I'm like,
oh, you thought I was going to use this hand? Oh, guess what? I have another one.
I'm like, this should have been
That was
an epic
dumb.
battle. A couple people would have died. Maybe somebody would have lost
I
an
feel
eye,
like it should
some
have been
arm.
like
It's like
1v1 versus Jon Snow. Like sword
I don't
fighting,
think it should have been a
whatever.
1v1 because that guy killed the dragon with one hit
That's true.
of his
That's true.
spear.
No, yeah, you're
So
right.
no
I take
one
back what I-
person, no one person
No,
could
you're
have
right.
fight him.
No, you're
I
right.
mean, I fought him. I mean,
Ah,
it
the
would-
mountains could have.
no.
The mountain.
Don't forget
He's a
that
beast.
guy was able to grab the three-eyed raven out of his spiritual state. I mean, this guy is in the spirit. And this
Oh,
guy
Was
can
it the Holy
touch
Ghost
him.
or he's in the spirit? Was it the
But
Holy
he was
Ghost?
in the spirit. And he was able to touch his spirit. And when he
funny.
comes back, he has a mark on his hand. I mean, there was so
No, I
much
don't-
potential in that character. So seeing him die like that, I'm like, have you guys ever seen a big boss battle? Have you ever watched a movie in your life?
No, you're right. You're right.
You know? So, how did we get to this?
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
we're just talking about
I get
ruining,
so annoyed.
ending.
Oh, right. And we
Yeah.
compared it to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And for those who have seen Game of Thrones and who cheered, I saw a clip of a bunch of people in a pub cheering when Arya kills the Night King.
Yep.
And I was just like, what have these guys been watching? Do you
Yeah.
have a brain when you watch stuff, or do you just use your eyes to decorate your head?
No,
You know,
I know what you mean. Yep. Let it go, man. Let it go.
Bro,
Let it go.
I know it's been many years, but I'm so frustrated still. But I think about it and I'm just like, oh Lord.
That's sometimes how I feel about Naruto's ending. I just that's why I never really wanted to talk about it until we got into the podcast because the ending is so frustrating. Like it's let's take My Hero Academia for example. The goal and the storyline
Don't
is
spoil
for
it for
him.
people who haven't seen.
Oh,
the-
fine.
or
His
read
goal
the
is
end.
to become the number one hero.
Right, and in
I
fact, it's
want-
the story of how
it's-
he becomes the greatest
So
hero.
I want at the end for him to
To
have that
become
title.
right.
So if like let's say episode 700 or I don't know whatever how many episodes they're on right now. Let's say episode 700 and he's not the first like number one hero and that's where he ends, I will be pissed. And for me, it's a garbage show. It's
Well-
already a mid show for me. It's mid.
You know, it's I do have to say because I don't know. There has been this trend of them making these hero animes. You know, like around the same time, Saitama is a hero show. One Punch Man, My Hero Academia is a hero show. I don't know what else. It's all like these hero and villains and stuff. So, you know, they do have. I can't say they have a unique concept because they don't, but the story is still, you know, its own story, and that's okay. But it's just I don't see it ever really being like the top any. It's not gonna be the top anime of any time because it's not that uncommon. In fact, it's not uncommon. It's a really
They-
common kind of story.
The reason why, you know, the reason why Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece are known as the big three, it's because the period that they both started, there was this period that they sold the most mangas out there. Their revenue was the biggest, and for Shonen Jump, they were the three greatest animes.
There were. I remember that.
So
Time.
that's where they put them as the big three. But it's been taken as being part of the big three also shows how much of the great of a great anime you are. And I have sort of have to agree because if you're not that great, nobody's going to buy the mangas. Nobody's
Yes.
going to read it.
That's right.
So, but people dare
What?
to place My Hero Academia.
In the top 3?
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen has the new big three. I'm like, no.
Well, I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen top 10.
Look,
There's potential. There is potential. They just started. My Hero Academia, I don't see it in the top 5. But there is potential.
look.
I mean, they just started. They're still, as far as showing the animated episodes, there's only,
It's like
3
it's
seasons?
like I
4?
told you before. What makes something great is how relatable it is. The reason why people love heroes is because a hero does something that's fundamental to every human being. People only see a hero as someone who sacrifices himself for the good of others. If you
Fine.
don't do that, you're not a hero. That's even the staple in My Hero Academia. That's why All Might is the greatest.
Right.
So when I look at my hero, I'm like, what are you conveying to me? How am I feeling about this? Am I hype enough just by watching one scene? I'll lose my marbles. That's how One Piece and Naruto and Bleach were. Bleach.
Bleach.
Bleach, yeah.
I mean, that I am a
Okay,
fan.
let's say Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, honestly, especially back in those days, the early days, for those who just discovered Dragon Ball, it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And way back in those days when there wasn't that many interesting stuff on TV, watching Dragon Ball was like, oh, you don't want to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and their concept was pretty unique, you
Yeah.
know. Saiyans, okay, they're aliens, but they have a tail. And then it started just as Dragon Ball, and then Dragon Ball Z, more
Mhm.
colors,
Mhm.
more yelling.
Mm-hmm.
little lightning.
Yeah, I mean,
cool stuff.
okay, it's maybe not the biggest like okay. Some people. I remember this guy went after me when I said relatableness, and he was like, "So what? Is he supposed to go do a 9 to 5 too?" I'm like, "No." When I say relatable, it doesn't even matter. It just needs to be one aspect that when you look at it, it makes you feel like, damn. Either I want to be like this guy, or I feel like this is so good.
So I guess your point is that you can see yourself in the character.
Yes.
More or less. At
Yes.
least an aspect of yourself.
At least an aspect.
I personally, I'm one of those people who don't feel this way.
Okay.
For me, for an anime to be great, I just need it to excite me. I want to
But that
watch
excitement
it. Not
is
because
a
of the
connection too.
characters. Right, but not necessarily to the character. I don't feel
yeah.
like I relate to Naruto in any way. Both my
No,
parents are
okay,
alive.
okay,
No,
misunderstanding.
I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
The point is, I don't really enjoy Naruto because I relate to any of the characters. I enjoy it because I like the story. It's a good story. I see cool villains. I see cool actions. It's like being on a roller coaster. You see the thrill.
But that's
if
the connection
you
that
produce the thrill, then I think it's a pretty good
That's
anime.
what I'm saying. I'm not just talking about like having something connection with the main character or whatever the characters. I'm talking about even the story. How is it relatable? You see, for you like how the story is a roller coaster. Means it relates to how you feel about stuff, and it was able to convey that feeling to you. But if we take an anime that don't give you that feeling, you're like, ah.
Right, I'm not gonna watch it.
But imagine an anime that like you have your own feeling about it, but it can catch you. I have my own feeling, he catches me. He has his own feelings, he catches him.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. And that is really what would make something
Yeah,
great. Because
that's why the One
regardless of
Piece,
your
the
view of it-
Naruto's, they're so high up. Like people, even when people say, "Oh, Dragon Ball Z, it's so old." I mean, the writing was bad. I agree, but the thing is, it's still relatable to this day. People will still call it the greatest anime.
I still watch Dragon Ball Z.
Dude, I rewatch Dragon Ball Z before I rewatch One Piece.
Yes, me too. In fact, in my quest for watching One Piece right now, rewatching because I've watched it a long time ago and I didn't catch up to all the new stuff. Today, when I have to pick between watching Dragon Ball Z and One Piece, I watch Dragon Ball Z. and that's just because, there's also this aspect of nostalgia that's there, right?
True.
Because I grew up with that. I didn't grow up with One Piece per se. I saw some episodes here and there. It was kind of... The drawing didn't really do it for me versus the drawing in Dragon Ball Z. I like that better. So there is that nostalgia that plays part because I grew up with Dragon Ball Z. But I still just... I get more thrill from watching Dragon Ball Z. One Piece sometimes just kind of annoys me. Sometimes I just I want him to get on with it. I'm like, get to it, please. But like, there's a lot of silly stuff, things that I suppose people might find funny or whatever, and I'm just like, this is not doing it for me.
I know, I see what you mean, but yeah. On that note, it's just Naruto could have been better.
Oh yes, back to Naruto because that's really what we're talking about.
Yeah, but Naruto could have been better. The ending could
At
have
least
been
the
better.
ending, because all from the start to up until the war, the story was just fine, and then the end of it, I wanted to see Hokage, and I didn't.
No.
It's like I was cheated. So
we got robbed.
I never really thought about it too much, but as we're talking about it, I do remember that the feeling of the TV show or the anime ended and that was nice wasn't there. It was just like, oh, it's over. Okay. What's next?
No.
And it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, oh, this was beautiful.
That's why they
man.
tried to catch it up with Boruto, but
it didn't start well.
yeah.
But then again, the start is not necessarily the most important thing. However,
so are you going to watch Boruto?
no, because that's what I'm getting at, is that the beginning is also what catches people. It's like a book. You have that first chapter. For some people, it's just that first page. You have to hook them in, or else that's it. They're not going to read your book.
Yeah.
Same thing here. If I look at the first episode, and I'm like, yeah.
You know how they hooked you up?
How?
Is by showing how everybody became an adult. When you saw adult Naruto, you're like, hey, let me just watch it because of him.
Yeah, but
Oh,
then
Sasuke's old?
if that
Oh.
first season is like, okay, it's nice to see everybody old, and then
But it's after the first season that Boruto, like,
yeah,
kicks
you see,
off.
but you're telling me that I have to watch a whole
No, you don't.
season.
You don't need to watch it. You just nitpick the right episodes.
No, but that's the thing. As a normal watcher, I'm not just gonna come in and say, okay, I've never
well,
seen this.
it's the same thing
uh,
for One
no,
Piece
hold on.
too. So.
You're not gonna say I've never seen this, and then let me pick the episode. I don't know what episodes to pick. I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing.
Okay.
So if within like the first episode you can't hook me in, I'm gone.
I know. That's how I judge animes too. I know. That's why I bashed on Boruto. But when you go on the manga of Boruto, it kicks off from the start. It's only the anime that has too many fillers and that's slowing.
It
You like
starts with fillers.
yeah, it starts with fillers. It's dumb. But once you're in the manga, it kicks off right away. You start to understand. Oh, this is where it's going, and then once you get. But the issue with Boruto now is that once you get far in, you realize some powers in Boruto. You're like, oh, that's disgusting.
And then they kill Naruto.
No, Naruto doesn't die.
Oh.
Like people think Naruto dies, but he's not actually dead. Naruto is just like suspended in this time prison, this time limbo, whatever. Like this guy has the ability, he just placed him into the time limbo, and Naruto is just suspended in time there. So yeah, everybody, but because of a power of someone in the anime, he makes everybody think that Naruto is dead. So everybody, their mind, even Sasuke thought Naruto died.
But he's not dead.
He's not dead.
Okay, well that's fine. I don't really have much interest in that one.
But that's
Maybe
what,
one day I'll watch it. But
the other thing about Boruto too, they ruined OG Naruto because they understood that Naruto and Sasuke and most people from the cast got so strong that even the enemies that were trying to place for his son, they're too weak. If I don't know, Kiba shows up, one slap and the guy's done for. So they have to make like some plot holes where Sasuke can use his Rinnegan too long. You're like, please.
it's been years. He can use it.
Get out of here. Okay, first fight during the war, I get it. First time using it, he's been spamming his chakra left and right. I get it. But you tell me time skip Jonin Sasuke? Old Sasuke?
No, but if even during the war he can use it as much as he did, and I know that they were given extra.
It
power
doesn't
from the
matter.
dude,
He's a Uchiwa. Means every thing that he has that's come from the Sharingan, his body adapts to it so he can have enough chakra to use it. If it was like Kakashi, okay,
Right, then he's
understandable.
really limited,
But he's not.
he's not.
So just give him time to get used to the jutsu, then he's fine.
which he's had plenty of time.
Yes.
So
Now he's adult Sasuke. He's not just Jonin Sasuke. He's like adult. He has a daughter. So you tell me all that time and the daughter is like 12. So you tell me from the war all the way now, it's like been 20 some years. Or let's say like
he hasn't been
And
training.
get out of here, please. See, this is what I'm saying. And Naruto, I'm like,
But you say it ruins the Naruto. Why?
it ruins it because it makes them feel weak. The accomplishment that they did during the Naruto Shippuden are bashed. They seem like they didn't do something great. Like, for example, we get it that Boruto, he's a genius. He's supposed to mirror the fourth Hokage, his grandpa. He's a genius. But you're telling me a jutsu that even the fourth Hokage couldn't create,
And he was a
the
genius.
Rasen Shuriken, and he was taught just the principle, and he did it. And he
he's-
then created 3 different ones at the age of not even 15. Get out of here, please.
He's a greater genius.
He's a greater genius than the fourth Hokage, who's been stated as smarter than any other character in the anime.
In that anime, not in this anime.
I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it, but that's what I'm saying. They're downplaying the accomplishment from Naruto Shippuden and even early on Naruto. So you don't do it. Your fan base, he's here because of something. Now, when you do stuff like this, people don't want to watch it anymore. And people were, I was checking on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, blah blah blah. People always get mad because Boruto was so disrespectful to Naruto, who didn't even have parents. He went through so much hardship, and the guy felt like you're the worst dad ever. You don't even give us enough attention. I'm like, just want to slap.
Well, you know how it is. I mean, it's a matter of perception.
We get
You
it,
know,
but
perspective.
the way that they showed it, we get it. Then they fixed it up. They're like, oh, he had to realize. But then they added some stuff that are just dumb.
Like what?
Time travel.
Oh.
Sasuke and Boruto went back in time during like early on Naruto with Jiraiya. Then he saw
So what's their explanation for? Because I
they
don't
had this
see-
turtle, whatever, this turtle that had the power of the Otsutsukis that could use some jutsu, whatever, and the turtle can bring you back in time at different, like.
So how do you know how far back in the past are you going?
You have to put the. It doesn't make sense. That's all I'm going to say, because that's a cop out. It's a cop out.
Let's take a commercial break here.
No, I'm done. I'm done with this. No, but seriously, okay. Well, that was Naruto's ending. Sincerely, I wish it could have changed, but that's how it is.
Yeah, we definitely agree on that. I mean, I don't necessarily. I suppose we're kind of on the same page here. I don't really care on how it could have been done, as long as they give me what they promised at the end.
Yeah.
That's really what I wanted to see.
Okay,
I mean,
that's true. That's
it's,
true.
It's true that it should
That's
be
true.
done well. So
It
you
could
don't
have been
disappoint
all
the
the
people,
Kaguya stuff.
you know, but-
It could have been the same thing. Keep the same thing. Just at the end of it, Naruto Kage.
I mean,
Boom.
it'd still be a little flat probably,
Yeah.
but it would be
Yeah,
better
it's like
than
One
what it
Piece
is.
ending, and then Luffy's not the king of the pirates. I'm sorry. It's a waste of time. It's the same thing for Naruto. It becomes a waste of time, and you're like, why? Why? But anyway, it's been 56 minutes. That's a long time. Well, thank you guys for watching, and of course, was we're just doing a podcast. This is episode 3 to 2. I don't really.
3.
Episode 3, and yeah. On that note, you have anything else to add?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Share. Don't forget to share. We also have Instagram, TikTok, and yeah, our YouTube channel.
And write your comments below.
Yeah, we need like your comments. Just tell us what you want us to talk about next, and your opinion on whatever we're talking about.
Or
Just-
argue about.
Yeah, or whatever we will argue about. It's true. Let us know, and yeah, peace.